Hello, Footizens. Welcome to Fcast. Everything is football. Once again, I, Mayukh, am back with a brand new episode. And as always, I have Arko with me. We also have Debottam with us. So, Debottam, I really want to thank you because, as you all know, because Fcast has been getting in touch with a lot of football fans all around, trying to find out what all episodes they would like to hear from us. And Debottam was taking the initiative, and Debottam found out that Newcastle United takeover is one of such episodes which they would like to hear from us.
Thank you,
So
Mayukh.
we have planned the episode in such a way. So before getting into the topic, I would like to welcome Orko and Devottam. So a warm welcome to both of you. Hello, guys.
Hello, everyone.
Hello,
Hello,
Mayukh. Hello, everyone.
Hey, so as you all know, the 2021 takeover of Newcastle United was once of its kind. So it started in April 2020 and somehow got finalized in October 2021. So it took a whole long 18 months for it to complete. So if we get into the details of 2021 takeover of Newcastle United is basically by a consortium consisting of PCP Capital Partners, Robin Brothers, and Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia. So that's quite a partnership. Now, why is this thing being in news for so long? Because for the past 18 months, we had been subjected to a lot of negativity. Firstly, there was an alleged improper conduct from the Premier League through the purported deliberate misapplication of its owners and directors to block this particular deal. Secondly, there was undue influence from Be In Sports and also rival clubs of Newcastle, names not to be disclosed by the media. And it took Boris Johnson, the PM of UK, and government of Saudi Arabia as well as Qatar. And Saudi Arabia and Qatar government doesn't share the way best of relationship. They got involved, and finally, this deal came into being for after 18 months. Now, with the two gentlemen I have on the panel, I'll start with Orko first. So, Orko, for quite some time we had seen this coming. So how do you see this? What was the problem? As I pointed out, what was the basic problems? But what are the problems which are lying underneath? What do you find?
Exactly, Mayukh. The thing is, we'll need to look back at the background of Newcastle United. It's a port city with most of the fans, the supporter base is from the dockyard shipyard workers. So, and Newcastle has a history of arrogant, stubborn, old school English football fans. Their hooligans are pretty well known throughout the length and breadth of the country. And these people have, because of this struggle that you mentioned, these people have backed the new owners, which is a very interesting thing to see in such a case. Now, since as you mentioned that the other clubs had objected to this takeover, and to carry forward the discussion, 18 clubs apart from Manchester City, which is ironically again owned by a Middle East consortium, uh, all other 18 clubs objected to this move, and been pitted against all other 18 clubs in the Premier League of England. Newcastle seems to stand behind their new owners. There has been a very newfound enthusiasm following the success of the Middle East owners in the likes of Manchester City and PSG. They went out to achieve the Champions League glory, and in the last two Champions League finals, the finalists were PSG and Manchester City. So they are getting there. Moreover, the likes of City and PSG have also developed a very well organized club structure and the youth development programs, which seems to have connected with the community in that specific neighborhood. So Newcastle is hopeful, and I think these problems that you mentioned over the last 18 months really made this deal added much more spice to this deal. So I would like to ask Debottam to share his views on how such an entry into the big league would cost other clubs who are in the so-called big six, the European places.
All right. Thank you, Arko. So yes, definitely, I would love to talk about this particular topic. But before that, hey, Footians, how is everybody doing? All right. Hope you are all doing good or doing great, I would say. So yeah, coming to the topic, Newcastle United, the new big name, the new sponsor. So I will say definitely within next 5 years, at least we're gonna see some good impact into the EPL table. Uh, for to just to establish their name in overall Europe, I think they will take more than 5 plus year, maybe 7 or 10. But one thing for sure that Manchester City has already established a framework, like how they became one of the biggest contender of UEFA Champions League. They last year they also went to the final, and like it was unlucky for them. And probably I think Newcastle already have a like example framework set in front of them. So definitely they're gonna work on that particular framework and then again come back strongly. And yeah, the top six will be remaining
Do
top
you
six.
think a lot of money will be pushed in spite of having the fair play rules in place to buy in players, talents from abroad and from within to ensure Champions League glory?
I believe initially they won't spend much on players. Probably they will go on a coaching stuff. They will establish the infrastructure of the club. Maybe whatever is needed, they will do that because right now, until and unless they make to the Champions League, at least they won't be getting big names. They will not be able to attract big players. So they will probably go for the players who are already willing to get out of their existing club, or the players who are good.
You mean to say like Manchester City in their initial years following the takeover got in big names. The likes of Robinho were the first to come sign in on the transfer deadline day, and that was a failed project going 2 3 years forward. Then they decided to reorganize rather their
Right,
infrastructure, which led to their success. Probably 5 years. It took 5 6 years more than they should have expected, I guess.
right. So they could have done it earlier, but those couple of mistakes, so like they did initially, so that made the process a little bit longer. So that's why I told Manchester City already established the framework in front of them. So they should definitely improve upon that rather than doing the same mistake. So ideally, I believe they will focus on the coaching stuff and the infrastructure. They will develop the base, and then they will try to put their club at least into the top six, and from there they will start like
So they would like to bring in players like Vincent Company for 6 million back then instead of Robinho, which was
I
around
think
42
I
million.
think just to add on to what you guys are saying, one of the major things why PSG managed to pull off a team, such a strong team in such a short span, and Manchester City took time. And also, I personally feel that Newcastle United will also take time. Is a lot of players are reluctant to go to England. There may be multiple reasons for that, but over the years we have seen there are multiple players, multiple coaches who are reluctant to go to England. So, on that context, I just want to ask you, so do you think over the years things have changed, or do you think it's still the same that a lot of players won't be liking to go to England, firstly because of the competitiveness, and secondly because of the climate, and thirdly for whatsoever reason?
Now, thirdly, I would like to specifically mention British media. The amount of attention a Premier League player gets and the consequences that follow in lean times, that leads to a lot of added pressure on the players. Like you summed it up pretty well. That firstly the very packed up schedule, and then the media and the paparazzi thing.
I still believe that that won't be a case here, because definitely they are doing it in they are doing it as a version 2.0. Like, we already have seen investment from Manchester City side, so they know what to do. They probably also have a plan which player to pick and which not, and ultimately the money talks. So even if some player are reluctant, if you offer them a money that they like, that you can't reject, there are some offers that we have seen previously that players can't reject. So I don't
So
think
if
that.
you are talking about a liaison between the city and I mean Manchester City and Newcastle United in coming years, can we might see a QPR thing that happened back in when they won the league, City?
I believe yes, maybe. I mean, that is fairly possible, and you cannot just deny the fact that it won't happen. That is fairly possible, because if you have noticed that City is the only club who didn't say any who didn't utter
Exactly.
any words during the takeover of the this whole process. But there are other clubs who have also like tried to freeze the deal. I think Mayukh mentioned that as well in the first part. So that's why I'm telling, might
Yeah.
be
So
there is a like City will be building their team B in the shade of Newcastle, and using this maybe that is a fair enough possibility for me. So
conspiracy theories.
yeah, kind of.
So anyway, we're skipping to the most interesting part, the transfers. Whom are we looking at? The top 5, 6 players that we will probably see in a Magpie shirt.
Absolutely. So I was going through this in the international media news buzz, whatever was going on. So there were a few players who names I have jotted down. I just want to ask you about what do you think. Also there is a manager who is highly rumored to join Newcastle very soon. So I'll come to the manager at the last, but let me name you the players. One of the players is very obvious, that is Coutinho from Barcelona. I think this is a very obvious choice because we all know Coutinho's heroics in England, and since he went to Spain, he just it seems that he has left his boots in England, and then he went for a loan season in Germany. Then once again he found his goal scoring boots. Then once again he's back to Spain. So there's something
It,
wrong with
it
Coutinho.
feels it feels so much deja vu, like in the case of Michael Owen.
True. But Michael Owen never performed beyond Liverpool. To be very honest, so what I feel, to the in his prime, he always performed for Liverpool. But Coutinho also performed for Bayern Munich. The season he played some amazing football. Though he was mostly a substitute, but still he managed to do some great stuff. But which he is unable to do at Nou Camp probably. And another such example is Frank Casey from AC Milan, who is highly rumored to join Newcastle United. So I'll just quickly name them. Then you can tell me what do you think. The third one is Lautaro Martinez from Inter. Then we have Aaron Ramsey from Juventus. I think Aaron Ramsey is one of the most talked about names in every transfer market. And then the big one, the controversial one is Donny Van de Beek. There's a huge uproar that he's not getting playing time in at Old Trafford. So I think, and one more thing I want to add. Just today, I just got a news that in Paris, there is an apparent fallout with Icardi and the club management, and probably he'll be released probably in this winter or probably by next summer. So you never know. Icardi might be, because he's a big name and he can be the poster boy of Newcastle as well.
So that means Mayukh,
Uh,
like, just to add one thing, he will be the Aguero of Newcastle, from the
Maybe you never know.
from the same nation.
He's too
You
maverick.
never know.
No, he's too maverick to be Aguero. I mean, he won't be that consistent like the
True.
little. But to carry your discussion regarding the players, the names of the players that you mentioned, it's very evident that they want uh, big names, experienced players in the midfield. That is an area where Newcastle absolutely lacks right now. Their squad depth in midfield and defense is pretty weak. They have got some excellent forward minded players in Saint Maximin and Callum Wilson, the young English forward. But uh, the names that you mentioned, like Coutinho and Frank Casey, they would buff up the midfield and ensure goals through Lautaro Martinez and Icardi. If these deals come through, we'll have to wait and see.
Just to add one point, as you were mentioning Lautaro Martinez, so recently there has been a rumor that the same group who has taken over Newcastle United, they probably also in talks like to buy Inter Milan as well. So with some hefty amount, but yes, exactly, I'm not sure about that. Is it a rumor or something? But yes, they are in talk. So if this will happen,
Oil
then
has spilled all over Europe.
hopefully,
And oil has spilled all around Europe, and there is no smoke without fire. We also know that.
right. And another thing, Mayukh, just to add into the player list. So we all know about the recent financial crisis of Barcelona. So
Yeah,
there are a couple of more players like Umtiti, Lenglet. These are some players that Barca also wanted to offload. So probably for Newcastle, it will be an easy target to bring some player from Barcelona because they are currently going through some like financial crisis. So and
So
hopefully,
there will be it will be an excellent chance for players who have been sidelined and bench warming in some important clubs
right.
to come back and show that they still have it in them.
Right, and mostly
true, true.
If Newcastle manages to stay up above in the league, like if they manage to stay up above Arsenal, they might get some of the Arsenal players as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And coming on to the last question before we end. So, Paulo Fonseca is the manager who is highly rumored to join Newcastle in the next couple of days, or probably in the next couple of weeks. But also, we all know there's a high-profile manager in the likes of Conte, and there are not many managers, high-profile managers, who are out of job. So, do you see someone as big as Conte or someone as big as Zidane joining it?
Well, of
Zi-
course, that's a very I mean very imminent in the imminent future that is bound to happen. Uh, they got in the likes of Pellegrini. Man City got in the likes of Pellegrini and also the Italian coach now, uh, Roberto Mancini. But it didn't work out well. They had to finally get to someone like Pep in the end, a big proven name. So maybe a Mourinho on cards, the special one
Maybe, but
someday.
Okay,
I will discard
I hope he is still the special one.
the recent defeat he got. Anyway, so I will discard about Zidane. I am pretty much sure Zidane will not be coming to Newcastle sooner at least. So and if Newcastle
I
is going,
doubt I
yeah.
doubt Zidane would be in England anytime soon.
I'm not sure if he has offered the Manchester United. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it is offered to refuse, or maybe Zidane will take over the national team. At least I would love to see Zidane into the international coaching
We all
level.
will love that.
Yeah, yeah. So he has proven as a player.
He has to achieve the feat Beckenbauer achieved, right?
Right.
Yeah,
So
Beckenbauer and the current manager of France, Didier Deschamps. Both of them have achieved. Both of
Right.
them have won as a captain as well as a manager.
so
So, anyways, it was a very encouraging discussion. We covered most of the topics. So, thank you very much, guys, for joining. Thank you so much, Orko. Thank you so much, Debottam, for joining. And Debottam, once again,
Thank
a
you.
big round of thanks for interacting with people and finding out topics. So, as we said, FCast will be regularly interacting with football fans all over, and we'll try to find out what topics you want to hear from us. And in case you want to put in a suggestion, you all know you can just follow us. You can follow the email ID and the phone number given on the screen, and we will try coming out with that topics. So thank you so much. Have a very nice day wherever you are. Stay safe, stay healthy. Bye.
hey, last but not the least, guys, if you really like this podcast, please give us a like and also do subscribe our channel. That's it.
Sure, that's a sure thing. Yeah.